little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hay. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the balls. I'm flipping the.
Yo, what's up guys and welcome back. Stoked about today. By the way, first of all, thank you for all of your support on First.Shop. I can't wait to see you guys wearing the stuff. It'd be so dope to see something that we've designed be out there and in your hands. Today, guys, is pretty special to me. A few months ago, I was on a site. This is an auction site for puzzles. Yes, that exists. Placed a bid on this very lock right here. I was crazy enough to bid over $2,500 for this lock because it is a one-of-a-kind. This is made by a guy by the name of Doug Oestreich, I think is the proper pronunciation. I couldn't find too much out about this guy. He is a master locksmith, and from what I've understood, there's probably only a few of them in the world. And normally fashions locks, padlocks, and rarely fashions puzzle locks. This is a level 10, which makes it one of the hardest lock puzzles in the world. It's made of solid copper, I believe, or I think the person who sold it to me said copper, although I feel like it's brass. It's a sequential discovery puzzle, and what that means is there's a sequence to steps that you have to do. However, those steps are hidden, which makes it a discovery puzzle. You hear the rattling on the inside, so there's moves that are happening that are invisible that you kind of have to figure out with your other senses. And like I always say, lock puzzles are some of my favorites. So without any further ado, guys, like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and let's get into solving the lock number 74. There she is. Look at this. Look at this beauty. This is a beautifully crafted lock by Doug Oestreich. Again, apologize for the noise that will, you're gonna hear some drilling, perhaps some banging. That is constantly the upstairs neighbor renovating something again. They've been renovating for 6 months. All right, let's get into solving this. So I don't know anything about this lock. As I mentioned, I picked it up at an auction, and that's all I know about it. The one thing you can tell is this. It is a sequential discovery because there's something moving around the inside, and the only moving part that I found is this one here. You can actually rotate. Oh, you can actually rotate that. So there's also on this side here, seems to be like a latch or a button. Oh. So it's here, and as soon as I rotated this, by the way, it's almost like a little pin fell through or something. Let me just adjust this here. There we go. I also have these little buttons here, I don't exactly know what they do. Kind of going in blind here. These sequential discovery puzzles are always a little bit of a challenge because of you're relying heavily on sound and feeling rather than your eyes. Again, I was here. And watch when I turn this, listen. Didn't happen that time. When in doubt. Imagine that just opened it right there. And by the way, I read the comments on the last puzzle video we did last Friday. A lot of you were saying that I purposely didn't try and solve the puzzle, which I think is super bizarre that anyone would do that. When you're solving a puzzle, you're worried about the orientation, sometimes holding the pieces together. You're also trying to keep your eyes on different points, especially a puzzle that falls apart like that. And so you sometimes miss the obvious solutions that you would when you're watching the video. As I rewatched the video, obviously I saw, oh, there's a much easier solution here. I don't know how I basically forgot how I took it apart. Why didn't I put it together again? Just one of those things I can't really explain, that when you're in the moment, you're kind of like doing things and you're not sort of seeing clearly because of all the other things that are happening to your senses. That being said, a lot of you were like, oh, I'm disappointed. You've lost credibility, Chris. I'm unsubbing. And to that, happy to see you leave. This community could do without that. I've dealt with a lot of that stuff in the Magic community. And frankly, if you don't like what we do here and you think we're being fraudulent somehow, then yeah, happy to see you go. And to the rest of you, Thanks for sticking around. Like, Chris, you stretched the video out. Hey man, if I wanted to stretch the video out, I could make a 45-minute video about this lock without even touching it. Just B-roll and story time, and you know, if that was the intent of this channel, I could do that. But it isn't. The intent is to show you as much of the solving process as possible without boring you to death. So hopefully I did that properly. Man, there's really nothing to go on here. This is the only thing. Huh. Maybe there is a pin lock, a pin tumbler lock. That's like one of those with the magnets. See? Something happened there. I went like, what did I do? I went like this? No, I went like this. And then rotated it, and I feel like, there, I feel like a piece is falling down. Man, there's really nothing to go on here. What would you do in this case, knowing that nothing gives? Like, none of these things turn, by the way. None of them can be pulled out or pushed in. This is the only thing that, and let me see if I can see inside here. It might actually not be a bad idea. So looking in, there seems to be like a small notch at this orientation here. Small notch in there. There's like another little disc in there. So maybe I gotta feed whatever bearing is laying around in there into that hole. I feel like I've caught it. Okay, now what? Okay, let's listen to see if it falls back through. There it is. So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna place this like that, and now I've sort of let it fall into that hole. Can I see in there? Nothing much to see. So now it's in there. Let's rotate. Let me rotate again. Also, part of the email that I got on this was that opening it is half the battle. Closing it is actually another challenge entirely. Okay, now we're going to keep rotating, and that pin's going to fall back down. You're going to hear it. So we're at this now. Oh, or not. Okay. Oh, we were stuck for a second there. I'm catching it on that disc, but once it's there, I don't know what to do with it. Maybe the whole point is that so it doesn't fall, I rotate the... Oh, that's interesting. She's stuck now. Why is it stuck? Now it's not. Can I see that bearing in there somewhere? Remember, this is a level 10 lock, so I think the hardest locks are the ones that don't give you any feedback. The hardest puzzles, anyways, are the ones, yeah, that don't give you anything. That just kind of let you wallow in your own misery. Is there any 74? What does that have to do with anything? And this is 619. You got a signature here. Don't know any of that. It's just numbers, really. There's also this middle section here that looks like it might slide up or down or something. Could be terribly mistaken. How do you not randomly solve this, is what I'm wondering right now. How do you... I suppose that's the mark of a good level 10, is when you're asking yourself that question. There seems to be... Oh, hello. What's this? What is this? We have a clue. What does that do? Nothing. Just like springs back into place, but it does come down. We do have another moving part. That's really interesting and important. So if I hold it down, oh, is that just from, that's just kind of from pulling it there. So So maybe this other side can also slide. And how did that side end up sliding in the first place? Was this always able to move and I just didn't notice it before? Or did I unlock something to... Maybe this side slides up? You know, now that I inspect it a little bit closer, this line here is all the way through, and this one seems to be just there for decoration to sort of even out the symmetry of those two lines. So one of these lines is not like the other. Okay. See again here, these lines were made over here to replicate. You can barely see them here, maybe with a light. These lines here were made to replicate what's happening on this side. They're not as pronounced. And so you try to create that symmetry to fool us. But we do know that there are moving parts now, i.e. this one, this, and this. This is actually like really heavy and hard to move. Like, it hurts my hands. Okay, so if I do this and I spin the opening of this little knob or whatever this is downwards, I can catch the bearing or whatever's in there, and then when I turn it, you'll hear it drop. There it is. So it then drops, which means it's like kind of rattling around there. Let's get it back to the bottom. Same thing. Oh, I think I just placed the bearing into here somehow. Like, it's not there anymore, so it must be in here. Yep, 100%. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Where did my bearing go? It's not in there. Okay, that might be a good thing. Is there any way that I can move this or pull this out? Or, like, literally, I've lost that bearing. Is that a trap? I don't know what to do. So for a second, when I did this and then I banged it, there it is. The bearing's back. And now it's gone. So it is, oops. It is stuck in here. I'd like to know how it got stuck in there, and if I can unstick it and put it back to the, you know, to the locked position where you can't hear the ball bearing anymore, that'd be great, because at least I know, okay, that's a step maybe in the right direction. You know, with sequential puzzles, that's the thing. You got to find the first step, second step, you know, and then sort of reverse engineer how you got those steps in the first place. So if we can just unlodge it and relodge it, that would be a huge leap. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss right now because that one piece of progress is kind of stuck in here now, and I don't know if that's because it's a mistake, a trap, or is it actually progress. And until we get that ball bearing out of there or further along down the sequence, I don't know what to make of it. Bearing stuck. There's no, I mean, there's got to be another move, and I'm thinking it's here, this thing. Oh, we got a button here, right here. This didn't move before. Oh, hey. So this button plus this one. Oh, look at that. Look at the mechanics on this. Wow. Press this down. Can't really see in there. That is pretty. Now we got to relock it, right? I mean, that's easy. Okay, there you go. Let's see if we can solve it again. So we got that ball bearings here. We're going to do this. How come I never noticed this button before? I guess it always... So as long as that ball bearing's moving around in there, that won't open. So you got to get it to... You see, even though I unlocked it, now I can't unlock it. Because that ball bearing's still loose. So how did I get that into this section? And I'm pretty sure I could end the video here and say I solved it, but honestly, it's bugging me that I can't open it again. So I'm gonna figure this out first. And there we go. That should, yeah. Okay, so again, let's try to reproduce this again. There you go. One last time for good measure. So, I mean, I thought this was a lot simpler than it was because how can I explain this? Let me get the way that I see this is that inside this compartment here you have this this side piece which slides down. I think there is a hole here and a hole here that has to line up. So when that's slid down, these sort of line up. So the ball has to fall into that. And to do that, this is the sort of that spinny little keyhole here. I think the bearing gets caught probably behind it because you can't see it here, but gets caught behind it. And then you can maneuver it around to that, pushing that through, boom, and then hit the button and the clamp on the side here. But that's what I thought at first. But I think, and I'm still not 100% sure, even though I've opened it 5 times, to get here, I think you first have to actually drop it here, funnel it through like this other opening, and then it's going to fall back down to where then you can bring... I know this is looking like some weird football play, but that's kind of how I feel. Super fun though. Really intense when it comes to like your senses. I mean, this keeps you on your toes. You're using your, you know, your sense of touch here when you feel that bearing sort of hit against this little metal thing. And the sound, obviously, the rattling, and then the lack of sound. This as well. So I knew that there was something up here. And then at the end, you know, that button like this, I didn't even discover till, what, like 30, 40 minutes in? I don't know. And then once you hit these two, you hit this button, and that opening is just so satisfying when that opens, by the way. And this thing is really heavy, like pretty dope lock. So that's it. I'm probably going to end up fiddling around with this even more just to be sure that I can 100% open it 100% of the time, because right now I feel like, oh, there we go. Actually, you know what? I think I've gotten pretty good at it. Bam. I think I finally understood it after an hour. I think I've opened this puzzle like 6 or 7 times, and took me forever to just understand what was going on. There is an axis which is this way. There's this, obviously. There is a wheel on the inside, like a cog that feeds it to the opening when I slide this down. A whole bunch of invisible things. My brain hurts at the moment because you're using so many different senses to try and figure something out. You know, everything becomes kind of a blur. Honestly, a lot of fun. I love sequential discovery puzzles when I succeed at them. When I don't, they're incredibly frustrating and not fun. But when you do get somewhere with these things, it's incredibly relieving and stimulating. So hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you think about this lock. And like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.